Good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Miramichi, New Brunswick at the Rogers Studio. I'm your host for today's show, Have a Chat, Judy Loge, joined by my co-host, who is filling in for Veronique, and I'm delighted to have with me Michelle Tobin-Forgrave.
Thank you very much.
I've missed you. I've had her, I've seen the show where you've hosted with Veronique, and now it's my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn. Yes, I've been with her twice, and now I'm with you.
No, and thank you for doing this, Michelle.
You're welcome.
You're just the perfect one to fill in.
Thank you very much, Judy.
So, as our viewers know by now, we always start off the week with either a thought-provoking or positive quote. And what did you bring to the table?
So, today's quote: a smart person knows what to say. A wise person knows whether or not to say it.
Now, having read that in my head just now, I think I am pretty smart. And I really do feel at my age that I have quite a bit of wisdom.
Yes, you do.
So what that means to you and probably me is that sometimes you have the right thing to say and you come out with it, and other times you think you have your own perspective and you're wise to the subject, but maybe someone is wiser, so you step back.
And that's a very good point. And the way I see it is that maybe I know what to say about a certain topic, but maybe there's a situation that maybe it's better if I just keep my mouth closed about it.
Okay.
You know, maybe it's kind of like knowing what to say and when. And sometimes you just need to back off.
It's true, and not be the one to always have your point shoved at somebody else. But I do think I'm an expert on giving my children my wisdom. And it's not something, it's like mother knows best.
And as parents, I think that is naturally the way we are.
I know that.
Yes.
But sometimes they have to learn on their own, and they have to gain their own wisdom.
Yes,
they have to live
they
and
do.
learn to acquire what we did growing up is to, you know, absorb certain things and go with them, and there are values for life, or things that we've said, oh my goodness, I did that, now I don't want to ever do that again. We live and learn kind of thing. But I do kind of preach to my kids a bit too much, and I don't really feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. I just think that they feel it's annoying at times.
And it can be. You know, I mean, you would know too from experience from your mom and my mom. You know, and my mother still, I'm 50 years old, my mother still will tell me things, and I'm like, you don't need to tell me that. Like, I know I'm an adult, really, Mom.
Yes, I know.
But my husband tells me the same things now, like, you have to stop harping on the kids.
True.
Like, you just need to let them figure it out.
Let them be.
Which,
Let them fly.
so I guess I'm not very wise sometimes.
Yeah, I love that quote, though. It's something to think about. So I guess you knew I was away.
Yes, and tell us all about
Well,
your
it
trip.
was lovely because we are so used to going with our children on travel. Like for years and years, we took Evan and Jansen as young boys and even teenagers and older kids to all over the world, basically. And now it's just Gerard and I, because again, it comes to that point where that chapter has ended. Your kids are doing their own thing. They're with their friends. They're going places with their friends on travel. So it was kind of like a honeymoon. And my son goes, I don't want to hear about it. But no, I just mean that it was just us alone, dining alone, traveling together, talking, having just us.
And tell us where you went.
Well, we started off and we landed in Tampa. We ended up there in the afternoon of February 22nd, and we rented a car, a big SUV, because the traffic there is insane. All the different lanes, and you're using your nav, but still it's a bit hairy on those places in the spring break especially. And we started off in Tampa and then drove to West Palm Beach, and we stayed there for 3.5 days. I liked it a lot. It's absolutely gloriously beautiful, but it's not as laid back as the next place we went, which was Miami. Miami is alive. Miami's where I find my vibe.
Yeah.
People say to me, you have such energy. I think I bring it from Miramichi and join them. We're one of a kind, and I think this is my kind of people. They're happy and they're dancing and they're just you feel like you're a new person. Really.
That's lovely. And I saw some pictures, and beautiful pictures, and beautiful picture of you and Gerard I saw as well.
Yeah, it was sweet.
So what kinds of things did you do then in Miami?
Well, of course, there's a beach. And of course, we are fair. So we don't lay in the beach, and we sunscreen, and we wear hats, but we protect ourselves, and yet we enjoy the heat, the sun, the walking on the beach, all of that. But we don't lay there because we're just going to get burned unlike you who tans. The food was a highlight for sure.
Awesome.
Like, I love new restaurants. I love trying different, and Latino-themed appetizers and different cocktails, and it was just lovely. And we did, like, there was some, like, when you go to Miami, you just stop into a place and there's live entertainment. So there was all kinds of that.
That's awesome.
In all of those places. And we did, like, we went to a movie, we did the shopping, we did the touring around and highlights of it all. And then when the journey ended in Miami, that was my favorite spot. West Palm is amazing, but a little bit more uptight. We came back to Tampa and we stayed there for 2 days until we flew home the next day and went to the Lightning game, Tampa Lightning.
Awesome.
And Pittsburgh Penguins. And we had no intention. We just were in town at a beautiful Italian restaurant. And the guy said, "You going to the game?" And I said, "Oh, is it on?" And they said, 10 minutes away. I said, "Well, let's go get tickets, Gerard." Back we go with our T-shirts and shorts on to get like it was warm in there, but there was no need. But we redressed, put a nice warm sweater on, and there we were. And I guess the highlight of that was being a Canadian amongst all the Americans.
Isn't that
and
awesome?
Watching the great Sidney Crosby, 87 out there, from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, and that's the next province, and Steve Stamkos, the captain, each of them, captains for their own team, he being for the Tampa Lightning, and they're both Canadian superstars. And it was a very juicy, dog-eat-dog game with an overtime win for the Penguins, and it was 5-4 at the end.
Wow. So very exciting.
So I had a grand trip.
That's awesome.
Back to reality, Michelle.
But you know what? You brought some of that warm weather back because
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It is
It's so mild today.
I love it. I love it. And, we are coming up to International Women's Day.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, March 8th. And it's such a thing to be proud of as a woman, that women are being recognized socially, politically, culturally, economically, all over the world. And the color is, for International Women's Day, they have purple is the main one. And then there's green and white. And purple is for justice. And the green and white, I want to look at that for just one moment. The green, let me see, is optimism. And white symbolizes purity. Now that's debatable.
Well,
But purple is for honor and justice, and I like to think that that's what we're all about, especially in this day and age with all the hatred going on, trying to bring justice to the scene in a more prominent way.
when we turn on the news and there's so many negative stories, and so many still in countries all over the world, still atrocities against women.
Absolutely.
In the United States with what's happening with, some of the laws that have reverted back, with Roe versus Wade. There are a lot of things. So, when we look at women as strong figures, that's what we have to be proud of and keep striving towards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And encouraging women out there to continue on to keep fighting for all of the things that we have today.
Yeah. And there was a theme that I did write down, and I just want to end with that if I can. And it is, it's all about digital technology and innovation. So they're going to be trying to do that globally. It'd be more inclusive so that people all over the world can be in on this change.
That's great.
Now, Michelle, I wanted to ask you, besides your mom, who would be my first answer,
And mine as well.
who would along the way have inspired you that people that are listening to our show might know about already, but have touched you?
And when you had asked me that earlier, I thought about some women who I've always looked to, kind of as heroes. And the first person who came to mind is Amelia Earhart.
Okay.
And then I looked at, then I started thinking about Viola Desmond,
Yeah, me too.
because a remarkable person.
Absolutely.
And then I was thinking about the famous five, those women back in the, in the 19 teens, who fought for equality, to get not only the right to vote, but,
Rosa Parks and all that. Yeah.
no, our Canadian women.
Our Canadian
yes,
women. I'm thinking of all women all over the world.
Emily Murphy, Nellie McClung, and the other three women, Louise McKinney, Irene Parlby, and Henrietta Muir Edwards. And so they fought for Canadian equality back in the early 1900s. They were like our first suffragettes. And there were women before them who were fighting for that, but these women were very instrumental in getting that right to vote for us.
Made it their life mission and accomplished it.
Yeah.
I know, you have to bring light to those names, for sure.
Yeah, and when I look at Amelia Earhart and Viola Desmond, those women Amelia Earhart was one of the it was the first woman to fly transatlantic, and Viola Desmond. Like, these people stood up for themselves, and that, to me, that is everything. It's standing up to your, to society when you have something to say.
And I think youth should be aware of them. If they're not teaching in history, they should be.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be legends forever and ever, and they've paved the way for the other women.
So who might be somebody very inspirational for you?
The first person who came to my mind globally was Mother Teresa of Calcutta. I mean, I had to think of her only because, for me, she is the most compassionate lover of humanity that I could ever even imagine. I mean, she helped for years. She established her missionary charity as a Catholic nun, but she established herself and then had the work done working amongst the poorest of the poorest and abandoned babies and looking after them. I mean, what more could you do besides help the poorest of the poor in the world?
Exactly. She left her life, her comfortable life as a nun, and went and lived amongst, the poorest of the poor, as you say, in the slums of Calcutta. And technically, she's not even Mother Teresa anymore. No, she's Saint Teresa,
she was canonized.
Which is amazing. Yeah, probably maybe 4 years
and
ago.
And just pure, right? Pure. I mean, doing everything for the love of people and nothing for herself. It was not about self-reward or look at me helping these people. It was all just reaching out, dealing with things that people now would say, oh my gosh, I don't want to touch that. The lepers. Yeah. Curing people with diseases. She performed a miracle in 1998. A woman from Missouri came to her and touched something that had been blessed by Mother Teresa, and she had a tumor in her stomach, and that night it was gone. So, I mean, I just get chills, and I'm a believer, but I also think that she is one person that was exceptional, and I just wish there were a whole lot of more people out there like her.
And you think about, if you or I were to think, okay, let's go out and do this, you think to yourself, I'm only one person, what difference can I make? Sheesh. Look at the difference that woman has made.
Look at the ripple effect. I'll say to my husband, he's so sweet. So on our trip, you're in a place where there's homeless, but not too many. Because in West Palm Beach, there's so much old money and wealth that nobody is going to get a handout from those people because that's just the way they are, which is sad. But in other places, you might see in Miami or Tampa someone that is homeless, like here and there. And my husband, to see him reaching into his pocket, I just stood there. And the look of gratefulness on these people's faces, it's like he doesn't know them, he'll never see them again. But you walk away thinking, even if it was just a $20 American bill, even if it was for something that's not so good, he gave because he said, there but for the grace of God go I. And it brought tears to my eyes. There was one old man that was on the sidewalk, diabetic. He was shuffling along the sidewalk. And we were going to a restaurant, and Gerard stopped. And he looked at the man, and he said, are you okay, sir? And the man said, no. And he looked really elderly and frail and feeble. And, of course, he asked him about drug use and all of that. And I was trying not to laugh because he just thought, am I giving money to support that cause? But the man said, I'm diabetic and I'm hungry. So, that's what it's all about. Stopping and helping if you can. It's when you know that they're not armed or dangerous. This was an old man just barely able to walk. Yeah. So I want to talk about brain health awareness while we have a bit of time.
All right.
And you're the girl to talk to.
Near and dear to my heart.
Give us a little encapsulated version of what you've kind of gone through, real short, because we want to get to the facts.
Okay, so I've suffered about, I'll say sustained. I've sustained about 11 concussions during my lifetime. 5 of them have been diagnosed. My most recent was January 21st. I slipped down some stairs at home, outside, even though I was really careful. My worst one, which I'm having the after effects, was 5.5 years ago, basically. And for people who don't know, the severity of a concussion doesn't dictate whether or not a person will get post-concussion syndrome, what I've been diagnosed with, because it was a trip and fall, which is one of the main ways a lot of people get hurt. It more so than even sports. It's, regular little accidents happening at home, and we don't even have to hit our head. It can just be a jolt to the body.
Wow, Michelle.
You do not have to hit your head.
So we only have about 3 minutes until we go to break. So I want to just say really quickly, all I really know and can say about brain health is that, you try to eat a healthy, like a Mediterranean diet, plant-based foods and less red meat and that kind of thing, fish, whole grains, eat better, sleep better, which I don't sleep, exercise, that kind of thing. But what are some in the next couple of minutes that you have that are really strong messages to take home for people that are looking to improve brain health?
And especially brain health for people who are aging. Okay, there are a lot of things that we can do. What we have to do, as you said, is just maintain that regular healthy lifestyle. We also have to stay socially engaged.
Yes.
Because when we don't, we lose the ease with which to talk to people, to have conversations. And when we have conversations with people, it's doing something in our brain, it's stimulating our brain.
Absolutely.
Social isolation is not good. So people with mental health issues, especially depression, who want to stay at home, that is not good for you.
No.
Now, a couple of things that are really important, which a lot of people don't know about: have your hearing and your eyesight checked.
Okay.
Hearing, there are a number of studies that are showing that there is a link between hearing loss and dementia.
Interesting.
So I am going to read this. Hearing loss is associated with cognitive decline because having issues with your hearing, it can force your brain to work harder, but not in a positive way. It forces your brain to strain to hear and fill in the gaps, and this comes at the expense of other memory and thinking systems. So when you notice somebody having hearing issues, strongly encourage them, because there is a link. And the other link is with eyesight. So new research has found that certain eye conditions can cause a person's risk of developing dementia. Age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, and diabetic-related eye disease. So these are really important things that we all need to stay on top of.
Thank you for that. I wish we could go through much more conversation on this, but we have to go to break. Ladies and gentlemen, come back very soon for more Have a Chat with Michelle and I. Hello and welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm your host for today's show, Judy Loge, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Michelle Tobin-Forgrave, a friend, and she is my co-host for today.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having her. We always have so much to talk about. We have our first set of guests here today, who I have the pleasure of meeting for the first time. Michelle, you've met them before?
At Mass.
Okay, so they're beautiful people that I've just gotten to know a little bit earlier on the show, owners and operators of A.J. Legman Donaire, Arthur and Juliet Legman. Welcome to Have a Chat.
Thank you for having us here.
Always smiling. Did you notice, Michelle?
Yes, they are. Well, how could you not? Look.
I know. We're happy to be here on a Monday. So first of all, Arthur, we'll start with you.
Yes.
Over on the left. Tell us a little bit about yourself personally, where you came from, about your home, family, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. I'm Arthur Lagman, and I was born in a small town in a little province in north of Philippines. So that's Capas Tarlac, and that it's just an hour away from Manila, the main province of the Philippines. So, and I studied in a college in Technological University of the Philippines. So, then I met her.
How lucky were you? Huh? Best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Right. And you have children?
Yes, we have 3 children, all boys.
Nice.
And 2 of them are with us here, but our eldest is still in the Philippines because he's not part of, he's overage when we applied for the program for Canada. So he was left there.
But he's old enough to be independent.
Yes.
He's okay.
He's already 28 now.
All right, Juliet, what about yourself now? Tell us a little bit about your growing up years.
Okay, I'm Julieta Legman, and I'm just born in Bauca, Marinisur in Bicol province. That you will see the beautiful mountain, that the perfect cone that is on our province is the Bicol So if you will see, if you know the Mayon volcano, and that is the Bicol province that I born. And then I just go to the Manila city and finish my education as nutrition and food technology.
Wonderful.
And then I just met my husband there. So that's it. It's
Lovely.
that is the start of our.
Wonderful.
Three beautiful children together. That is so nice, and you look so happy together. That's congratulations.
Wonderful. So, Arthur, can you tell us about AJ Lagman Donaire?
Yeah, actually, AJ Lagman Donaire, we started as a farmer's market vendor. So we introduced our Filipino dishes, and then with God grace, they are the owner of Brands Donaire and Rick and Claire.
Yes.
We met and we have some good chemistry
Yeah.
regarding the business. So they trusted us with their business to continue them.
Nice.
So what we did is we combined their donaire and our Filipino dish. So that's how the AJ Lagman Donaire, and now we're known as for the pancit, spring rolls, the dumplings, and this summer we're going to have our barbecue outside. So
Wonderful.
that will
Sounds
be
delicious.
yes.
You know, see,
excellent.
I'm going to be really truthful here. I'm not a huge fan of donaires, no matter where I go in the world. But now that I know that you have your Filipino cuisine, I will be right over there.
Oh, thank you
I can't
so
wait.
much.
I love spring rolls. I love all the other things you talked about.
Are you on their Facebook page?
No, but I will be.
They have a wonderful Facebook page, and I love
you.
and I
Good.
love seeing the pictures because you can see the noodle dishes and the spring
Oh,
rolls
nice.
and the different meats and things.
I will be there. But again, my family adore donaires and everyone I know, but it's just something that I'm not great with, but I will love the other. So that's a great menu. Madge, what made you decide? I'll call you Juliet because I'm thinking of your sister-in-law. Juliet, what? I guess you can speak for both of you. Brought you and Arthur to Canada. What made you say, "Let's go there"?
Why I'm here in the Miramichi because of Mads and Jay. The brother of
Yes.
Arthur is Jay Lagman and the wife is Mads Lagman. And that time, Mads Lagman is working in the multicultural, and that is the time we met Nelson Stewart, and we have thankfulness. Nelson Stewart, the goodie shop.
Yeah.
I'm the first job and opportunity why we are here.
Okay.
And then that's a lot things starting from there.
There, and we know Nelson Stewart. We know the goodie shop, and we know that he's.
And the
giving-
people here also why it's very what to call that a little a big feel like we are home here.
Good.
Because everywhere the first time I just come here I just feel everybody is smiling. It's very kind and very easy to talk to them.
Yes.
Especially if you need something or they are the one who will be ask you for anything you need. And
Helpful.
So very helpful,
Very
very
accommodating.
kind. So we're so happy here in Miramichi.
Hospitality
Yeah.
is so important, really,
Yes.
to newcomers, and I would want the same for me.
And glad that you've had such a great experience.
Yes.
You know. So, what was it like starting the business? You know, like Grant Stone Air was already, established. So, was it hard to keep that going?
Actually, no business is like one click, right? So even though they're already established, when people know that they're not the grants, so it will become a new. It's like, what happened to the grants?
Yeah.
So they will just like, oh, maybe the food is not the same.
Right.
But once they tried it and they know that we didn't change anything about the Grants Donaire and that we offer much more like the Filipino dishes. So that a little time from the start, it's hard, and it's really ups and downs every now and
sure.
then,
Businesses.
especially during COVID
Oh my
time.
goodness, yes.
And we started during the COVID time.
Oh.
So it's so hard, but we survived for at least we're going to 2 years now this
Wow.
coming May. So
And
we're so happy and so blessed.
In a family business, you have your sons working there with you.
Yes.
So it's you, Juliet, Arthur, and your two boys that operate this AJ Legman Donaire, which is beautiful that you can count and rely on your own family.
Yes.
You know, and they're learning so much from you, I'm sure.
I hope.
They are. Juliet, so what do you miss most about home as far as the differences go? They're, you know, it's just so different coming to Canada, a totally different culture. What are some of the things that you would say, oh, I wish that was here, I wish I was back home doing this?
Especially maybe because we are family oriented, we want family all together, always all the time. We miss especially my son still there, our family, our sisters, and everybody there, and especially the food that we have there, the weather.
The weather,
The
weather,
yes. The nice beaches.
Yeah.
Yes, if you, yes, and then especially the food. But we are so blessed that we have here now a food that we can we even
can
we are
share.
miss we can cook in here, and we're lucky to what
Share
I call
it.
share it to you guys, our Filipino food.
That's right. But the weather to me is key. Like when I was away, as I said earlier to Michelle, that was one of the highlights for me, was just feeling warmth, and it gives you a lift, and it's always, you're feeling bright all the time. It's beautiful.
Did you like the snow at first?
Actually,
Yes,
really, I love the snow. I just don't like the shoveling.
No! Join the club, join the club. It's a hard job, isn't it?
But white and all white, oh my God.
But the cold for sure was a shock.
It's a shock because when I just come here, I thought June, July. I'm still with the hood, with the jacket and everything. And then I surprised for my niece, Jay and Mads is always wearing in the sandals, t-shirt, and that's it. And then me, I just have the blanket already that time. So yeah, so it's hard for me. But now I used to it.
Yes.
Even it's so cold, I didn't use any double. I just only put the jacket and go out and go inside the store and put the jacket again, and that's it.
True Miramichi, Juliet. You become one.
Tough. You get used to it.
I used to it, yes.
So, Arthur, there's a very active and growing Filipino community now in the Miramichi, which is extremely exciting. So, why is that important to keep growing?
First of all, Filipinos are known for their hospitality and the family-oriented and courtesy, respect, and so we also want to share and to feel like home, and like because here in Miramichi it's almost the same. Really, how they accommodate people, the newcomers, how they welcome them. Oh my, it's like, it's not very different from our country. It's almost the same, but so it's like feeling one family in a community, something like that. So it's like feeling at home every time. So maybe that's why we love Miramichi so much.
To add on to Michelle's question, to that point, do you have any idea roughly how many of your Filipino community have arrived here? Like how many people? We love meeting them all.
I just remember before
I just come.
when they, I think my brother Jay and Madge are almost the first. Jay is the first worker, and two more Filipinos.
Okay.
So they're the first worker here in Miramichi.
Yes.
So after that, they came when she arrived here.
2016, and we are only. I thought we are only 50 people, or maybe 5 families
Filipinos,
and
yeah.
Filipinos, and we have always gathering some birthdays, everybody. We are always complete that kind of 50, small community, right, for the Filipino. But now I thought we almost 1,000 here.
What?
Yeah, so sometimes I don't know where is the Filipino 2016. You know,
1,000 people from
So,
Philippines?
I know that recently somebody from the Filipino community did a presentation for the Rotary Newcastle, or the Miramichi Rotary Club, and there were some statistics on how many families over the years have come, and it's wonderful. And I also know that there's a very big Filipino celebration this summer.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
the Filipino extravaganza.
Yes.
So that is really a beautiful event that will happen here in Miramichi, because you will
You will see the culture
the
in there.
culture,
Yes.
the
Everything, the food.
We look forward to that.
Yeah.
So Arthur, what's next for business? Or are you just happy where you're at, or do you think about incorporating more staff or extending your business? Anything?
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's always the dream of a restaurant, to be bigger, right? So actually, we were dreaming of a large kitchen, so we can accommodate more orders and more people, and then of course our dining, so people can sit, and because right now they can only sit for 8 people, I
Right.
guess. So
Yeah.
so of course that's everybody's dream, especially if you're having a business, to have a bigger and to accommodate more people.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yes,
It definitely
it takes
takes time,
time.
and money,
And
patience.
even the fact that you have the picnic tables with the umbrellas outside, you know, that's
Yes.
wonderful.
I was
Yes.
going to say
You
that
know?
too.
You can
that-
wait the spring and summer.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we can accommodate them.
Well, it's true. If we get a nice May through to September, you're going to have all kinds of people stopping out in your area and supporting you for sure. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but
Is there anything else that you would like to share with us or share with our viewers?
Yeah, first of all, of course, thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
And thank you for the Miramichi for supporting our business. Really appreciated. Everything what's happened is still the customer is always coming to us, you know, to push us, you know. And then of course the people who also wants to
us.
have an own business. You push your dreams.
push your dreams.
Push your dreams and believe yourself, trust God, and whatever circumstances coming, just go for it, and we will be survived.
And it will
We
happen.
go
survive.
through it. And because that is our dream. Us, we cannot, what I call it,
Pursue our
pursue our dreams because of we are here now in Miramichi
I'm
for
loving
the
it.
people, for the family supporting.
And thank you so much for coming and for
Thank you too.
know
Thank
for,
you so
for
much.
adding so much to our Miramichi
Yeah.
Miramichi culture. You know, you bringing your culture to share with us.
We're so
Thank you
happy
so
to have
much,
you in our
too.
community. And again, before we do part ways, people do find you on Facebook. So it's under,
Yes.
or Facebook, AJ Lagman Donaire.
Yeah, AJ Lagman Donaire.
And Filipino cuisine.
So tell us a bit, we have a bit of time, so to contact you, maybe you want to give a telephone number
Yeah,
and where you're located. Basically, we need to know that for people to stop by your restaurant.
Right. Our address is 99 University Avenue.
19.
We're beside 99.
99 University
Yeah,
Avenue.
we're beside the Beaverbrook
Yep.
Rink.
rink
The
and
arena.
in front of NBCC, yes.
Yes.
And our number is 506-778-2218.
778-2218.
Yeah, we can. You can call, and
Yeah.
then pick up your orders.
Or
Call
you can
advance,
just
or
drop
you
in.
can
Drop in.
drop it or deliver. You can call advance for the delivery, and we
Yeah.
also
We also
accepting
cater.
catering.
Oh,
We
that's
accept
good to
also
know.
catering.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
did
like
not
different
know
things. We're so used to
that.
the same nibblies and different things that this would be something that, you know, my
Wonderful.
son, one of them lives in Halifax, and his girlfriend, and they do all the different restaurants. They go to different cuisine all the time and try out different dishes. So this is what's exciting, is that you're going to be able to cater. So everybody, AJ Legman and Donaire, the lovely Juliet and Arthur Legman, thank you for being our guests.
Thank you.
Thank you so
We
much.
loved having you, didn't we, Michelle? And don't go far, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back for more Have a Chat very, very soon. Thank you. Hello, and I hope everyone's having a great week. Thank you for joining us for Have a Chat. We love seeing you every week. I'm Judy Logier, your host for today, joined by my stand-in co-host, who we love having, Michelle Tobin-Forgrave.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for coming again, Michelle. Veronique had business today, so she'll be here next week. We have two new faces here again, which we're always excited to have new people come and to come to our community. And you've come from far, far away, Cheyenne Faul and Sofia Chianova. And they are going to tell us all about themselves, where their country is, and now that they're here in beautiful Miramichi, what they think about it all. First of all, Cheyenne, tell us a little bit about your home life, your growing up years, family, and all of that.
Sure, yeah. And first, thank you for having me here, dear Judy, Michelle.
Pleasure.
And I'm Iranian Miramichi, probably.
Yes.
And I grew up in the capital city of Tehran, Iran, Tehran, and which the population is over 9 million people. And yeah, it's well-developed city and a beautiful city, but overcrowded and it's
Hot?
It's not that much hot. We have 4 seasons that we have, yeah. And we have different kinds of weather, spring, winter. The winter is not like this, but maximum maybe minus 20, something like this. And I'm vice president at NBCC. I'm a vice president of events and social activities and a member of Mayor Youth in Action Committee, which we usually try to be a voice of youth people in Miramichi. And I also have 2 part-time jobs, one's at Sobeys and another one at the Blue Energy Company, which is an electrician company.
Look at you.
And
We're busy.
yeah, I think I'm the owner of the Artani Studio Design, which we usually do the custom design, housing, and some lighting design maybe.
You're something else, you are.
Yeah,
Plus, he's just amazing. From the day I met you, I just thought this is a guy we want in Miramichi for sure.
Thank you so
That's
much.
beautiful,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Sophia, a little bit about yourself, your background.
Yeah, I am an environmental technology student at New Brunswick Community College. I'm also a president of student union there, and like Cheyenne, member of Miramichi Youth in Action Committee.
Yes.
And I work at Multicultural Association as youth coordinator.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You're a couple. You're dating. Isn't that something too? Boyfriend, girlfriend here on set. That makes for nice chemistry on the camera.
They sound very successful already at such a young age.
They are. Do you have brothers, sisters, family still away?
Yeah, I came from Kazakhstan. It's located in Central Asia.
Okay.
So I have 2 siblings, younger siblings. I spent a lot of time with them, Kira and Eldar. And we used to go out a lot in the parks, just appreciating nature, going out. When I was in high school, I joined Maker Camp for girls. It was about programming and technology. So, yeah, that's.
And are you here alone? No, did you come over here to Canada by yourself?
Yeah, alone, by myself.
To attend NBCC,
Yeah.
and you have brothers here.
Yes, I have 2 older brothers, Shahrukh and Shaheen, and the Shaheen lives in Moncton, another one still lives in Iran.
Well, you have one in Mountain. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Great.
nice to have, some
Some
family
family.
close by.
it's a good support.
So, Cheyenne, at what point did you decide, I think I'm going to move to Canada?
Actually, it was probably 2 years ago. At first, my brother, 4 years ago, I think he came here, but 2 years ago, I decided to come to here in Canada. After I got my master in architecture in Iran, after I graduated from university, I decided I was searching for a country which is the best, which is the people are, which has a welcoming culture,
Yes.
a strong economy, and I found Canada the best country for immigrants. And then, as my brother was living in Moncton, he introduced me NBCC as a college that I can learn a new skill over there. And then I applied for that, and I just accepted after a while, and yeah, that's now I'm here.
Your English
Yeah.
is so good to Michelle.
Oh.
It
I
is.
would not. I would struggle in another country. Let me tell you. I'm impressed.
Thank you
And
so
when
much.
did you come here?
It was exactly. At first I was. My flight was till Moncton because I wanted first to see my brother after 4 years, and then I was there. I came to Canada in June, and
Just this past June.
just past June. Yeah, this June, and because my whole course program is 1 year course,
Yes.
and I came to Miramichi a couple of weeks before September in August, and yeah, and I started my program at New Brunswick Community College. I've taken electrical construction there. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Jay, you're accomplishing a lot for a young man.
Goodness. And Sophia, what made you decide to come to Miramichi?
So, with what I mentioned before, I decided to connect a love of nature and technology together. That's how I decided to study environmental technology, and it was offered in Miramichi. So, why Canada? It's because the education will be recognized worldwide, and there are a lot of opportunities later on. Yeah.
Wonderful. And did you search out countries as well, thinking, you know, where would be the best place for me to go?
Well, actually, I didn't have too many countries in mind. I just wanted to come to Canada. I don't know how to explain
That's
this.
wonderful.
Yeah. It was
I'm
good.
impressed. Cheyenne, so what were you, let's just say, if I was to be put in your shoes, what were you most afraid of or fearful of or just kind of leery of coming to a whole new country? Of course, you're from a huge city, but to an entirely different culture. What were your thoughts about moving, packing, and settling somewhere?
So actually, I can say honestly, I didn't have any afraid of coming to Canada because I'm really curious about learning more about more cultures. And this country is like a multicultural
Yes.
country. And yeah, I found this as an opportunity for myself to come and learn about Canada, new culture, not about the Canada's culture, but about lots of people culture. I have lots of friends, Filipino friends from Brazil, from and my girlfriend from Kazakhstan. We learn a lot about our culture, which we have lots of similarities. Like we have our own New Year, like Nowruz, which is on 21st of March, which is
coming
coming
up.
up. Yeah, and we might have some program for that also. And yeah, so
You
it
were
was not-
intimidated at all.
right? Yeah, it
No.
was like a adventure for me.
Exciting
Wow.
rather than
Exciting,
intimidating.
Right? Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
What about you? Were you a little bit, like holding back, thinking,
Well-
should I go?
Actually, I came here at a very young age. I was 17 years old. And it was a little scary traveling so far away from parents and just going into adult life.
Yes.
On your own.
With
Yeah.
no family around.
Very
Yeah.
young, very independent.
But my parents are really great. I talk to them a lot, even though we have 9 hours of time difference. We always find time to talk, and they always support me.
Like to FaceTime and all of that. Are you homesick at all?
Personally, not yet because I'm just new
You're-
here,
yes.
but I miss for my family. Yeah.
Sometimes, but
Get lonesome. It's normal for any age, right?
Yeah. So you're both studying at the New Brunswick Community College.
Right.
And Cheyenne, what is it that you're taking it again?
I have taken electrical construction, and it's a 1-year course with lots of job opportunity in New Brunswick and Miramichi.
Good.
And I have 2 good instructors, Devin and Todd Sobis, which they helped me a lot in this course.
Great.
At first, English was so hard for me to understand about electrician codes, but they helped me a lot. And I asked, to be honest, at first I asked them, could you please transfer my campus to go to Moncton because my brother lives there, and they did. But after a while, I told them I changed my decision because I found something in Miramichi that I feel belong to here.
Love
I feel
more.
I prefer to be independent. I want to stay here. I will miss the Miramichi people here. They are so friendly. I can't talk about it how much they are friendly here. And yeah, then my course is also, and there was another electrician company the name is Blue Energy Company, and they are the owner name is Corey Chandler with his Crystal Chandler. They are both great people that really support me during my journey in Canada. And I never feel homesick because of that, because of the support of people here. And
Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
Well, we're glad you stayed here instead of going to Moncton.
Oh yeah, thank you so
Your
much.
brother can drive an hour and a half to come visit you.
That's right.
And Sophia, you're taking the environmental technology course.
I really like the course. It's really fun because one day you can go wade out in the river, do electrofishing and some fun stuff. In the winter you can go core ice and take samples down there, and it's really fun, the hands-on part of it. We also do some GIS with computers and report. I really enjoy the program. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And are you in your first year or your second year?
I'm in my second year.
Okay.
I'm finishing the program, and soon we'll go to do our practicums. So I'm looking for a place. I'm looking for a job right now. So
Wonderful.
I'm sure they'll get jobs listening to you both.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long-term career plans.
Long-term career plans for me is to actually, as I said, I'm a owner of Art and Studio Design, which we usually do custom housing design and lighting design. And I hope to, in the near future, get more projects in Miramichi, especially in Miramichi and the whole New Brunswick. And as I really want to work more with the Blue Energy company in the near future. And yeah, I can see myself as a designer and communicating more with people, having my own customers here, because I really enjoying also talking to people here, but also working with them. It's very
Right.
enjoyable.
Nice.
It's not working for me, it's just gaining energy for me every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And long-term career plans for you, Sophia?
well, I would like to first get a job and hopefully stay in Miramichi. I like it here, but sometime in the future I would like to continue my education. So we'll see.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I have to say that I received, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful gift that he's been trying to get me personally, Cheyenne, to present to me at Christmas time, but we just kept missing each other. And it is Persian. It is a poem,
Right.
and it has my name at the bottom.
Right.
The
yes.
scripture is Judy Loge. It is gorgeous. I will get that framed and be proud of it. And what the poem translates to is human beings are members of a whole. In creation of one essence and soul, one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. That's quite a message. That's
beautiful.
powerful. And I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of you because you won a very prestigious award at Christmas time. Tell us.
Yeah, that was a great surprise for me. I was invited for Newcomers event. It was organized for Multicultural Association.
Yes.
And when I came there, they didn't told me that anything that you are going to receive a prize or something like this. I asked Craig, who is the manager of Multicultural Association. I asked if you need any help in this event, I can help you. He said, yeah, I need your help. Just stand here by the table for a minute. And I stayed there, and he started talking about me. And he gave me the international community spirit. And
International Community Spirit Award.
Spirit Award of 2023.
And you only arrived in June.
Oh yeah,
That is wonderful.
I think that's
they
so
told me you
great.
because of your activity in the city and trying to make Miramichi a better place to live for everyone, and all the flag raising that we did and everything. They told me you deserve this prize.
And it was a
Yeah.
big affair. There were like 300 people or 200 plus people.
Right, yeah, it was more than 200 people. Or dear Adam Lurden was there,
Yeah,
or
their mayor.
member of parliament,
Wow.
all city councillor,
Isn't that
all-
it?
lots of people from different cultures, like Brazil, from the Filipino guys, from Mexico.
It's just
They were so beautiful that all people getting together in that night. That was a great night
Oh,
for
isn't
me.
that wonderful?
And being on, that's so, congratulations are in order for that for sure.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
also you're on the Mayor's Youth in
Yeah.
Action Committee, both of you, right?
Right, yeah.
So that's very interesting. And again, you're engaged with City Council,
Right.
with our city people in general, and moving forward, doing progressive things.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it.
You know what? You've done so much. Like you're so making your mark already.
Right.
You know, and you're both so young, and you're having such an impact on our community, which is your community now as well. You know.
Thank you so much. When
Oh,
the
that's
people in
wonderful.
Miramichi has this support, when they are supporting us, when they makes life easier for us, this is just a to return favor to them. To just wants to do something to make this city not only for only Miramichi people, but also for all newcomers, a better place to live, easier. Yeah.
So when you
That's
get married and
wonderful.
have your 10 kids, will you stay here? Will you stay in Miramichi with your triplets and twins?
Personal really wants to stay here. Yeah.
Up in Riverside Drive, Judy.
Come right up and live beside us, and we'll look at you. They can walk my dogs and everything. We're basically out of time. So any just couple of last minute things you want to say? Just a real quick something.
Yeah, personally, I really want to say my message thanks to Miramichi people that accepting me in this community. Secondly, I want to say a message to all newcomers and the immigrants who wants to come to Miramichi. Miramichi is not a big city to live, but it's not a modern city, but it's the Miramichi. What the Miramichi has is the people, and the Miramichi every day is growing, growing very fast, and it is just the beginning of the growing, and a good beginning makes a good ending, and we can make future of Miramichi together. So anywhere you go, you will find a problem, but let's together make this city a better place to live.
Powerful
Wow.
statement, Cheyenne.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sophia,
Very
just before we
powerful.
go and end our show, any final word?
Well, I would like to tell people to get out there, participate. Especially, it's a small town, so you have a lot of opportunities to do your own things. I go to salsa classes every Wednesday.
Salsa classes.
Yeah, it's fun. We do a language exchange supper club at Multicultural Association. So there are things to do, so you can go out, participate,
And you like the hiking in the cove, and you were four-wheeling the other day.
Right,
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
with my dear Michelle.
Your message is strong because we want people to come to our city. We want to grow our city. And we want people like you here. So thank you so much, Cheyenne and Sophia, and for you, Michelle,
Very nice
for joining me
meeting you
today,
both.
and all of our viewers for tuning in to have a chat. We love spending our week with you. Goodbye. Have a great, safe, blessed week and day.